Hi guys. So this video is really meant for a lot of my guitar lesson students, and I've been teaching for almost 2 years, going to be 2. So the video is really about how to teach yourself how to play guitar. As a teacher, I teach people how to play guitar, but no one really teaches you how to learn. So there is going to be a lot of talking in this video, but the skills that are in this video will probably be helpful for anybody. And this video is really meant for all levels, even if you're grad students or classical. Within my 5 years of experience as a guitar player, I've played with jazz guys, classical, blues and rock, and Indian, and all those kinds of musicians. And I still notice common issues amongst people. For instance, being able to jam, young kids, even older people that have lots of gaps in their knowledge. And there's this idea in school and in college and different things like that, that stereotypical good student, practicing 10 hours, following exactly what the teacher tells you to do. And I'm here to say that that's actually wrong. If you follow exactly what people do, you'll only amount to that. So the thing is, the best way to learn something is to literally just take little taste tests of different things. Once again, there's going to be a lot of talking in this video, but also some playing as well. So for any level, you want to have human freedom with it. You want to be free with the guitar. So whenever you play something, learn it, mess with it, and then can figure it out a different way. And the main thing is, question it. When you're a beginner, you learn chords. So for instance, I'll play an E major. Now, when you play an E major, it sounds happy, okay? Now, when you play an E minor, relative to an E major, it sounds dark. So when you're younger, you take that, you understand that. You understand that one sounds happier, one sounds dark. A beginner student, or an intermediate student, or maybe an advanced student who doesn't have theoretical understanding. I'm not classically trained. I took violin classically, but I learned it on my own, theory and all those things. You just think, okay, minor is dark, and then major is like happy. That's okay to think, and that's enough to get you through things. But understand that no matter what you learn, there's a deeper understanding of it. So, and that's kind of like the common sense language of music, of that. So, moving on, like I said, you don't have to know all the technicalities of the guitar, right? But you just have to find common sense places. Meaning, an E major chord sounds happy, and after you learn the chord, and you learn to play it, let's say you learn a song that has an E major chord, okay? Find another song that has it. Or I used to look at concert videos, and this is a big one, or look at guitar players, and look at their hands. Even a beginner person, once they learn the shape, also it's good to look at a mirror too. Once you learn it, you can't forget it. And you can look at other people's hands and see like, oh, he's playing E major. And if you do it like that, you'll be able to understand, pick up on things here and there. And this is kind of how you teach yourself. Instead of a teacher telling you, you teach yourself and how to learn moving on throughout life. Now, instead of me talking, I'll show you an example. I'm going to play something really simple. I'm going to show you how to basically teach yourself and take it in your own way. So I'm on the high E string. I'm just going to play 2 notes. Okay. Not very musical, very mundane, right? Just all I did is first finger on the 3rd fret of the high E string. You could also do this. 2 times on the 3rd fret, 2 times on the 5th fret. Okay. There are an infinite ways of playing that. Infinite ways of doing that. If, hypothetically, there's a song, and the song goes... Okay, pause right there. Okay. You hear that, okay? You feel that, okay? Not only you might think to yourself, even if you're a beginner, that's simple, but you have to understand context. When I'm playing in a group, is that part a solo? The rhythm, how does it feel within the song? Whenever you're playing, and parents too, you want your son or daughter to sound great. But the thing is, when you are a good musician, you want everybody around you to sound great. Meaning I want the band to sound great. Even if I'm playing by myself or if I'm singing and playing guitar, I want, overall, I'm thinking like a band. You know, my hand is keeping the rhythm like a drum. This hand is doing all the chord work. If you're singing, you know, your vocals. So in a way, you're kind of a one-man band, even if you're playing by yourself. So when take this phrase, okay, learn it, okay, let's dissect it, okay, so that's all I did. There's a million ways I could do that. I could go, I could take that, right, and I could move it in different places, okay, so whenever you learn something, find other places to do it in, and then let's take the same thing. It's this fret and this fret. So on the piano, play a note, then count 2 notes and play that note. So that's all I'm doing. I can take that and go, see, I did the same thing, but the feel is different, the tone is different, the timbre is different. You see, the texture is different, the colors are different. So these are it's such common sense things, but people when they're young don't have, or as a younger musician starting out, they need somebody to tell them to do that. But I'm telling you, learn it, then fuck with it. Learn something, take that, go the opposite way. What if I went 3rd fret, 5th fret? What if I went completely different? And then understand that from watching guitar players, watching live videos, not everybody's gonna have perfect technique, but learn from the mistakes of others and see how other people are doing it and see how you're doing it. And use a mirror too and see if it's making sense to you and if it feels good to you. When I'm playing funk music, you see the way my thumb just wrapped around versus if I'm playing, I don't know, like Jimi Hendrix. Versus like Indian. If you were to compare how I played, you see how I played differently, but I did differently based on me. So the way my attack, my approach, my also cognitive thinking of how I did things. So every time you play, try to question what you're doing. Try to question why that is. You might not have the answers for it, but along the way, you'll start making sense. If you were to look back at the 3 genres that I just played, you would notice my hands changed, the way I played, my sense of attack, and those things changed. And those are all taste and textures and how you find things. Now, let's go back to that thing I was showing. Take that idea, play it in different places, different strings, right? And then try to come up with your own way of doing it. I just messed around right there. and try to play in different places and see what's going on. And if you do that, you'll eventually have a category of licks, phrases, and chords, and progressions, meaning combinations of chords that a lot of songs are made out of. You've probably heard a million songs that go like this. There are a million songs that use that progression. But you can take those chords and play in different places and get different sounds. And if you mix the shapes of them around, you get an infinite amount of songs. So the same rule applies to guitar soloing as well. Just by jamming, just by taking that phrase, moving it in different places, you can create different things. And also your tenacity, how hard you hit versus how soft you hit. Those kinds of things, the taste and the textures. Those come with time and also with age, and experience too. But you don't have to play very fancy. You don't have to play very crazy. It just depends. You have to listen to a lot of music. Now, whenever you, as a musician versus an average person, I listen to music very differently. When I listen to a piece of music or I listen to chords, my first thought isn't like, ooh, that guitar sounds cool. My thought is, okay, all right, I'm feeling that guitar. I'm moving my body to it. I'm feeling the drums. Can I hear the bass? I'm not only focused on the guitar, I'm trying to take apart the tracks of the song in my mind and trying to feel out the song. And this is basically how it is in real life when you're trying to figure out songs, when you're playing gigs and stuff like that. You're trying to dissect it and put it back together. So the way to do that is there's no such thing as the perfect student. It really isn't. This idea that we have is kind of just like a stereotype, really. So the way I learn is really by jamming. So I take that feel, I'm like, okay, let me learn it and screw with it completely. Let me use different notes. Let's play in a different place. Sounds really weird because our mind went to here first. That's why this place sounds weird. But if I repeat it enough, it's gonna sound cool. See, if I repeat it enough, it's got a groove to it. It's got a feel to it. What if I played it on the low string? Another person might go, one finger. But you see how, like, with experience and with time, like the feel, like the I'm thinking like drums for this case. You can also apply the same philosophy with chords. And then, if you want to get fancier, but see how it just started from the DNA of it was just. But if you repeat it enough, put a lot of soul into it, put your feel into it, you can make something. And what I make versus what you make will always be different. And the thing is, like, it's not gonna sound like me, it's gonna sound like you. And you need to have that freedom when you play music and throughout life. So now every time you learn something, screw with it and come up with something else. And look at videos and see how other people do it. And if you listen enough, you can kind of emulate a lot of people, but take that and make it your own. And that doesn't mean to make it technical. That doesn't mean that you need to make it crazy. It just needs to be like, okay, I took this idea, this little taste test, I'm gonna do something with it. Or maybe I might not do anything at all. And and depending on the context, you're not gonna use every technique or every scale. So use common sense. And the main thing is you have to jam. Listening to backing tracks, understand where your guitar belongs in a certain scenario. There are certain songs I play where I'll just be playing like reggae. Just two chords, but the feel of it is so tight. I'm not playing fancy stuff, just That's it. But if I screw up the whole band. So you have to understand where you belong in the song. This is done by jamming, and I also recommend finding people, going out and trying to jam with people. If not, online is a great resource as well. Backing tracks, jamming along to songs, because then you're in the real world experience. So now let's take another idea, and to end the video, let's say I'm playing a song, right? Play some chords first. I'm gonna stick to one chord for this song. Let me change the chord. I'm gonna even make this even simpler. I'm just gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all I'm playing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's really important to play clean and without anything. Then this is really what I used to do in my room all day. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4. And I have that, You don't even have to think mathematically. You could think differently. Tukateka, 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 teka dega. Come up with something, make it repetitive. That way you get a feel for it. Let's try to improvise over that. So I'm gonna come up with a little phrase, right? So I have that in my soul, in my feel. So 5, 8, 5, 8, 5, 8. But in the context of the chord, if I had another guitar player, if I had a band, you see how tight that is? And there's another way. Now let's just ring the chord out. Playing like that, now that's a very basic example, it's very robotic, but there's a million different ways you could do that. You could do, if I have that groove in me, so then learn that, take that and do a different thing with it. Go. Play it in a different place. That sounds like kind of like metal or something like that. So the more you do that, eventually you'll have a catalog of licks. You know? Or you'll have like, even if it's not right, you'll come up with your own licks from hearing people. Trust your ear, trust, videos, trust live videos, learn from the musician, learn from the source. And if you keep doing that and jamming with people, learn things from the bar, learn things from people around, learn a lick, learn stuff like that. And eventually, you'll have a library. You'll have it's like a linguistical understanding of music just from playing. And just from taking a little thing from a song. You don't have to learn the whole song. Learn a little taste test of the song. Learn if the song goes, that's 4 chords. If I can learn 1 chord, that's a quarter of the song right there. And songs are just loops of chords. So you think in school it makes you think very theoretically, and it's like, this has to be perfect. If I can just play this and just hold it, that's 3/4 of the song. Okay. And so think of it like that, like little road maps. And then if I learn a song and this is a G chord, and if a song has a G chord, if another song has a G chord, I'm like, oh, this reminded me of this song. And in turn, if you do that, what you're doing is teaching yourself music theory. And music theory is just grammar and just rules. As humans, we don't need, even if we don't go to school, we can just talk. We understand it and have a common language. So you need to learn that, and the mathematical side of things comes as it goes. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'm gonna play some guitar before we leave. This guitar is a custom guitar that I made. These are for sale, handcrafted. Yeah, sounds cool.